Hello everybody, First Month is here. Today with this knife, which is Lionsteel B35. I believe the B means bushcraft series. They put B35, B40, B41. I don't know if there is another knife in the line B, but I many times said I really like this knife, which is of course some bigger brother of the B35, which is the Lionsteel M5, and this is a really great knife. Why I've got this knife here from now? Because it's the same company, slightly different design as we can see, because this should be M. If B means bushcraft, then M maybe means military. I didn't check it, maybe it is like that, so sorry guys about that. But both of these are made of Sleipner steel, hardened for 60 to 61 HRC. Very great knife, and I'll go back to this one a little bit later for a while. So B35, I ordered the knife 4 months ago, so finally I received that. It takes a long time. Somebody says, okay, I'll wait for the knife for let's say a year, maybe even longer. Yes, this is factory made knife. This is not any custom knife. So 4 months for a factory made knife, well, that's a while for me, but okay. I had the opportunity to buy the versions with different scales. So we are going to the general design. As we can see, this one should be satin finish, I believe. Stone. Sorry guys. Yeah, probably yes. Probably yes. I'm not sure if there is. It doesn't look like stone washed, but okay. I believe this is satin. But what I want to say, they offer you a couple of different versions of the handle. So this is the green micarta, as they said. They've got the black G10, same as this one, and couple of wood options. No sheath option, so there is no blade color option, so just this one. And the sheath option is also only the leather option. We know with Lionsteel M5 you got kind of Cordura sheath, that's kind of military looks, black one, and or the leather sheath for their kind of normal version, standard version, bushcraft, or maybe a hunter's version, doesn't matter. The version of the Lionsteel M5. So you can have M5 with 2 different sheaths, but not this B35. Only the leather sheath is an option. And I go straight away to the sheath. I like it. It's really premium. See that this Lionsteel on it. We see the snap, which works. That's the point, what I want to say. That's why I do this. And I start with this. Okay, guys, that doesn't. I didn't try with it without the knife. So the point is, the sheath looks great. It's and the nice thick leather, as you can see, nicely, everything smooth, double stitching as we see. I like to see some rivets on the sides, at least here, if not on the bottom. But I'm fine. The knife sits there pretty nice. It came into it, but it's new one, so it can change after that. But now it's kind of weird because you have to really push it in. Now it is there, and the first point, what I found with a problem, what I found with the knife is I can't close or lock the sheath. Did you see that? I did it without the knife, and I can do it. I know the leather loses after time, but oh my, I got few millimeters still. I can, yeah, maybe I need about 3-4 millimeters. So well, I'll try. But that's my first like minus, I would say. Probably nobody tried to lock this. I believe they would, like I've said, pattern for it, and they said, okay, the rivet should be here, because it doesn't look like it was even one time closed. Now it's better, but because I couldn't do that with it, so maybe I'll try, you know, I will remove some part or piece of the leather here. I don't know why it is anyway there, because it doesn't help to anything, because as I don't like these, you know, these straps to keep them here in the way where I pull the knife out of the sheath, because I'm worried to slice the area over here. So I'll probably remove a bit part of here because it doesn't cover it anyway. So I will do it. It is you know, the strap is there in this angle. I didn't do that. It's like fixed on that. So okay, I'll try this one. Yeah, I hardly try. I'm there. Yes. So as we can see, it's kind of in weird position. So it is not definitely somewhere in the middle. See how deformed it is. For me, the snap should be few millimeters, let's say 5 millimeters over here, and it will be fine. It will be fine, because there is the guard, so it can forgive me something if I will do it appropriate or not really properly. Or maybe I know I played with this. Oh, I feel I see I can do it after time, and especially when this one will be oiled. But anyway, you know, why should I fight with these? Few millimeters simply to move it on the side. Lionsteel guys, if you ever try to look this one at least once and then send you okay, but I believe they just got the pattern and they put the rivets there. They say okay, everything's fine, go. But the other ways, the sheath looks great. As somebody mentioned on the YouTube, I've seen, if you are a hunter or something like that, you got this one on your belt. That's nice. That's definitely super. But if you like to use your sheath more extensively, your knife more extensively, so you expect that you take the knife in out much more often. Well, this sheath isn't really good for it. I mean, this is good sheath when you go to the camp. You maybe even take this setup out of your bag, put it somewhere, then you take the knife off, you do whatever you need, then you stick the knife back, and that's it. And tomorrow and after tomorrow you do it again, maybe twice, but not if you have to do it out, you know, you do something, then it will be really pain in the ass, this one. So the sheath by itself, it's great, nice material, really high quality leather, everything's fine, but I won't recommend the sheath for use. I've got sheath for my Bark River Mini Aurora. I got it here, then this knife for comparison. This is the original sheath, by the way. It's oiled, as you can see. It's a bit darker than the new one. And I got Kydex sheath, but both these, I made two Kydex sheath for it, but both are made to be sticked with the screws, of course, to some bigger knife. You might see it on my T1 tracker or T3 tracker. So, but if I want to have it, this one just in my pocket, just free, or just like look kind of bushcrafty, this sheath is absolutely great. I'm happy with that. Not with the Bark River Kalahari Bushman 2, which I really hate the sheath, and I built the one, and I never used that. Even a single day I didn't carry the original sheath for Bark River Kalahari Bushman 2, the original leather one. I made the Kydex, and from the time I carry it only in the Kydex, never come back to it. But this is a different story. I use this one, so this is really nice, great sheath, and because the size, that's why I got this knife here, because the size is very, very close. Well, I don't know why they don't use this kind of sheath, because it's same quality, nice leather, everything, you know, around it, rivets, which I like, and it's simply great. I don't know why they choose this one, even if that it looks great. This is more friendly when you take your knife out. You have to be careful when you stick it back, but after that you just push, and that's fine. Okay, their choice. I will change this, and probably not like this one. I probably won't go back to this, only because, not because it's wrong something. I believe after that it will work, after even I remove this, or maybe after the oiling everything it lose a little bit. But for the thing I said, I have to be always worried, because one leather part, another leather part, maybe I don't want to step into it, so I have to be always careful when I put the knife in. And as you can see, because there is a kind of angle, so you have to keep an eye when you put the knife back into it. So for me, kind of weird. For this one, I believe it will be better, but I'm not sure. So I won't use it. Okay, that's we finished the job with the sheath. By the way, it came in the box, nice box. The knife itself was interesting. I never seen that before, but why not? It's kind of clever. Many companies like cover their blade, especially the tip of their knife. So this one came into this plastic, spongy. Okay, fine. Just for you to know, there was nothing else, I believe, in the just standard Lionsteel. Yeah, they've got some story about the contents of the what is in the steel. So quality certificate, activation of warranty. Okay, I have to do it. So that was there, and I believe that was it. Yes, that was it. So I close this plastic bag. So that was the box. How sharp it came. Just you're definitely gonna see the test of this knife, bushcraft knife. So that's something for me. It's softwood. Definitely not bad. I might tell you, I expected a little bit more from such thin, full flat, that's how you say, full flat grounded knife. It's fine, but I expected a little bit more. I would say I try to say 10-15% more sliceability for such a knife. But okay, because this is the Lionsteel M5, and I'm gonna tell you the secondary bevel thickness, but I added the secondary convex, what I do on that one, definitely, just because I like it, and it slices a little bit more. I don't say it really needs it, but for me, I like to put the 10-15% more, as I said. Why? The secondary bevel on this knife is 0.7 millimeter. On this one, I always say that is 0.8. I tried to on my, as I said, D caliper, so definitely not professional, and it showed me the thickness behind on the secondary bevel was 0.9, 0.8, 0.7 of millimeter is still 0.03 of an inch, and 0.6 is 0.02. But definitely there needs to be more precise, probably that was the word. So definitely that's not I always say, guys, you guys who measured in imperial, I believe is that, so in inches. I don't know these thickness, some numbers I know about the higher numbers, but definitely not this one. So if I said 0.02 on the 6.6 of thickness on the millimeters, which was on the Bark River Mini Aurora, this one was much more slicer. No, it was a little bit slicery, but there was I didn't expect that, but there wasn't really nice convex seam on this knife, what we normally know from Bark River knives. And I said this, I bought this one many years ago. This is not some new ones, because somebody said now, okay, they got more problems what I've read on YouTube. No, this is the old one. So this one should be without the problem, and actually this one was only knife without any problems, which I bought from Bark River, so no any uneven grinding, these things. This one was absolutely fine from the very start, which is great, made of CPM 3V, by the way. But what I will say, there wasn't that convex which we like from the Bark River. This is definitely no convex. This is normal standard flat grinding after the secondary bevel. So it's sharp, but this one was sharper out of the box. Why? Because this one was in 0.6 of millimeter in thickness on the secondary bevel. This is 0.7. That's why I'm telling you all these things, because you guys who don't know how we measured in the millimeters, so that 1/10 of the millimeter, it really change a game. So this one was 0.8 and this one 0.6, and that's, you can't really see that thickness when I've got it in here. So like I say this hair thicker, but when you slice, then you definitely see that. This one seems to me is slightly hollow grounded, but very, very, very slightly. Lots of people think about it, even it doesn't look like that. I believe it is slightly, but this one, the grinding is excellent. So that even this one was 0.8 of millimeter, it slices very well. This one was even better, but of course this is much thinner blade. That's, we go to that a little bit later. So I definitely add the secondary convex on it. I like you to see the original thing. So how this one works on the paper. Sharp, definitely. It shaves. It shaves, so absolutely sharp knife. No any problems like it is kind of dull. No, absolutely no. I just like and expect from something, or from this one, to be a little bit sharper, and I really put the secondary convex on it because this one looks really, really like nice, useful knife. Okay, Lionsteel B35 Sleipner steel, as I said, 6261 HRC. The length, the weight of the knife is 130 grams. I found on the advertising 125, so 5 grams difference. Well, that's okay. Doesn't mean anything. I mean, but the interesting is where the 5 grams is, you know, because okay, my scale probably won't do mistake 5 grams on this one, maybe max 2 grams, but no 5. So probably it's thinner or somewhere like that. When you grind the blade, you really see the 5 grams on the blade means some piece of steel. I know it because I did lots of work on my knives and machetes, so I know what if I remove 10 grams from machete, then it changed game. I mean, let's say point of balance or something like that. So 130 grams or 4.6 ounces. The sheath, 57 grams or 2 ounces. Altogether 187 grams or 6.5 ounces. So almost 190 grams. This one only knife weighs, I believe, 240 grams. Don't ask me, it's about 9 ounces, something like that. Overall length is, that's important, is a little bit over 20 centimeters. So 20 centimeters and 2 millimeters, or 7.95 of an inch. So almost 8 inches. But it's really I really like it. That's why I got the knife. I've been looking for the knife from the time where it was released, but they did like one run, and then long time wasn't anything. So okay, I couldn't buy this one here in my country. Yeah, I've seen somewhere around, but I don't want to pay these stupid prices for delivery and these things. Okay. Blade length. This is interesting because the blade length is 9.1 centimeter or 3.58 of an inch, but it is from this end of the guard, from this one. But for me, it's interesting that I don't like to measure the blade length when the handle scale go over that. So as you can see, if I count the blade length here, but the handle finish here, but it's 5-6 millimeters about. It's nothing really. But let's say in the law, where in the UK, when somebody measured that exactly, for me it's weird, because now we go to bad situation. But if somebody used the knife to stab someone, so it's probably the stabbing movement probably finished here, where the handle scales are. And of course you can't use this 5 millimeters choil, let's say sharpening choil, for slicing, because there is no an edge. So I don't really understand what the stupid thing. So for me, if I count it from this one, so it is 9.1 centimeters, as I said, or 3.58 of an inch. But in reality, if I count down, if I go down, as you can see, or you might see the line of grinding here, so it is 8.5 centimeters, and of course it is equal to the cutting edge, and that is 3.34 of an inch. So we can put it clearly, this one is the real blade length, and of course the cutting edge, because the nice deep sharpening choil, I don't know why it's that far, but I like it. Okay, that's something really weird. I don't understand why they do it. Bushcraft series. So I would expect from the Bushcraft series to have the spine in 90 degrees. So of course friendly for ferrule striking and of course debarking. On B41, B40, which they released, I believe, in this Bushcraft series as the first knife, I believe there wasn't, everything was rounded. So there's a crown shaped spine. I believe, I'm not sure, there wasn't any part for which you can use for these tasks, which was kind of weird for Bushcraft series. But they released the B41 and they did it on the end of the handle, so you can't use it here, but you can use it here. I mean, especially for the ferrule strike. So they added it on the B41. I'm not sure if they released B40, then B35, then B41. I'm not sure, but definitely what's important here, B31 has this nicely right angled, maybe yeah, it must be right angled, this bottom of the handle, so it really scrapes. So you can definitely use it for a ferrule like this one. A minus for me is, see, it's rounded. Now you can see nicely. It's slightly rounded, and it's definitely the angle. That's why it was one of the reason here. I got it here, kind of, let's say, kind of pommel tip here. So when you want to use it for, let's say, breaking the glass on the car door, you can probably use it. But what's important, all this is rounded. All these corners are nicely rounded, so very friendly for your handling, the same as this one. But that was the only reason I don't like on this knife, is you can't make sparks with the knife. Of course, you can add the angle, let's say here, or even here. Simply, I do it normal on my knives. I didn't put it here. The truth is, I always have something with me which I can use the I can use the scraping with on the ferrule rod, multi-tool, my Victorinox. I got even the scraper on some of my ferrule rods, not on everyone. So many choices. But what's important? Firstly, when I do the ferrule striking, definitely it's better when you might see my I believe the new video, not about the Bark River Mini Aura, not about this one, but the before, when I try to use a couple of my knives, which I used a different way to get a fire. I really appreciate the 90-degree spine, especially here. Not only the wood scraping, because this is you got a bigger portion for it, so you got what to do, and you got nice grip for it. Use the thumb to rest here and use it this way. The first thing, and the second thing, you are a little bit further from the surface. Let's say when I try to do it on some tree trunk, so a couple of times I hit my knuckles to the trunk, so I get some. I had some scratches. Okay, I can use the gloves, but I don't have these. The feeling in my hands. Okay, but definitely it will be much more comfortable if I can lift my handle out of that, and let's say do it in here, or of course on the standard way here. For the ferrite, okay, I can use it in this way, and let's say, okay, I can use it, and okay, somehow even I got a tip here, it's kind of safe. I can use it with the sheath on, but because there is no fast way how to take it out of your belt, so then there is the option, I got it really completely in my backpack or somewhere in my pocket, not on my belt, because otherwise I have to take it off out of the belt and do these things. So use it in this way. If I do this one, I got everything under control. I see where the edge is, I see where the tip is. When I do it in this way, it's not that safe way. Yeah, so some companies do it in this way. I say, okay, I can do it, but definitely the 90-degree spine, especially on the bushcraft series, will be much better. So guys in Lionsteel, you're great. I love your knives. I love your design, everything really. But on the bushcraft series, at least please add the 90-degree spine here, because it really helps. It's better. So this is kind of doable, as I would say. But what I don't like to do it when I use this one, so I can use this part definitely for the ferrite striking, and I can do it. But when I need to do the process the wood, as you might see on the video, when I use the knives to scrape the let's say some kind of shavings or feathers, how you call it, simply the really tiny pieces of wood, especially out of the hardwood. Not with this. I can do it, I know I can do it, but it will be, I can do it. I have to always set up the angle, because especially what I said is kind of rounded and need the angle, so I have to find my angle, what I need. I'll be really close with my fingers, so I can let's say harm, okay, get some scratch, not really big damage, but you know, I can, because the wood processing, and what's important, the most important is I have to find it will be really small part of this kind of, let's say, edge, which will be removed, which will remove, sorry, the wood out of the piece of wood what I'm working with. If I will have in this way, then I can do it, you know, whatever. I always have the angle, I don't need to care. And of course, if I will have bigger surface, let's say some kind of old board, old plank or something like that, then I can use a whole portion or much more and do it simply faster. It's better than nothing, absolutely, but I can imagine you can improve the knife much better with these. Okay, I move with these to the other ways. Okay, the spine and all these details are beautiful. I really like it. It's absolutely great. I also appreciate they didn't add any hollow pin, hollow tube or rivet here for the, let's say, some lashing, because it doesn't need it. It just they just drill the hole, some kind of hole to the micarta, and of course in the blade itself, and that's it. I like it. Here is open tongue, but some companies, let's say like Tops, I'm not sure if I can't see that on T4 if there is some tube or not, because on many of their knives there is tube. For me, it doesn't need to be there, because just if I drill a hole through that, and that will be fine. So these are my thoughts about why I got this M5 here. The difference is, okay, so the secondary bevels, I've spoken of. This is, as you can see, the high saber grind. This is full flat. Sleipner steel, 60 to 61. As I said, this is proven knife, so this is very tough. So I know that Lionsteel know how to work the Sleipner, so I can really rely on this knife. I trust the knife because I know the steel. It's nice handling and everything. This is G10. It's kind of slippy and just kind of this. No, I don't have any problem with this, but you feel that. This is the micarta. That's why I like it. This is really great handle for it. And of course it was here because I'd like to show you the differences in these ends, which might look somehow same, but they are not, definitely, especially with the 90 degrees here. But just for you to see. But that's why I got the mini Aurora here. Very close, very similar knives. I believe in description, bushcraft knife. So see, the length is very close. This is a little bit broader blade, which I like. This tip is more promising when you try to drill to some material, especially some fine material, so bark or leather. The very fine tip could be fragile, so could be broken. As I said, I've seen some broken CPM 3V tips from Bark River knives, or made by Bark River knives. So, but what is nice, 90 degree spine, which I like, and of course there is nothing here, because why? What you see here, slightly contouring from the side, which is great, and this is more contoured here. But on the other hand, we can see this one. I like it. This one, this let's say choil is made for 2 fingers, which I like. Many knives got it just for 1. So the grip here, you see, it really fits my hand. Really, when I grab it in the hammer grip, I got it here. But what I feel, I lose the knife from this portion, from this part. So it can somehow twist in my hand. On the other hand, this one is in this size. This is thinner, but this one is much more comfortable. And what's different, see that the contouring a little bit down, which helps when we grab this one in the hammer grip. So it a little bit moves when I squeeze it. It moves the edge towards, and it adds some angle. So I can use it for this one. This one sinks into palm when I hold it, but I don't feel any support here. I feel this one nicely, and as you might see, it's really, as I said, it's really in my hand. This one is slightly longer, and I got some spare space for it, so better for people with bigger hands. So absolutely. But the plus on this knife is definitely the sharpened spine on it. The leather sheath is the same, but the price is important. I always want to buy this one as in comparison this knife. This one cost me about 50% more than this knife. 50% more of this knife, and today it will be probably even more. So CPM 3V. By the way, what I didn't say, this is 3.3 millimeters. This is 3.8 millimeters, but this is as we might see, saber grind, and this is full flat, as I said. So it's hard to say which one will be like tougher. So 3.8. So, but the weight, this one is under 100 grams. This is 95 grams, somewhere like that. This is 130, as I said. So when you grab this knife in your hand, it's you can feel that. So probably if you got the mind set up somehow to use, I say for surviving, but I don't mean it in full definition. Just, to have some kind of tougher knife, even that small. This one feels immediately in your hand better than this one. This is some maple, I believe, maple handle, and this is the micarta. And because the slightly contouring here, and some grooving, so texture on the scales, so you feel this knife more secure than this knife. Which one is better? I don't want to say, I don't want to put it in this way, but this one is much cheaper than this one. And the Sleipner steel is really proven, made by the knives made by Lionsteel are great. On the thickness only, so Spider ergonomics, and this one just for, you can see, and this knife, if I use this knife for carving, it's definitely not that comfortable because the kind of squarish handles, because it's thin, so kind of square, so you can do lots of things with this knife, but you definitely want to do some long time slicing, some bushcrafty stuff, because you really feel that. I didn't try with gloves, that could be changed, but definitely fixed blade is fixed blade, but absolutely yes. But this one sits in the hand really nice. Just for the size comparison, how small the knife is, or big, depend how you count it. So that was the P4 tracker, and of course UTE number 2, which is made by Tops. This is definitely much smaller knife, but have a look for the thickness. This is, I believe, 5 millimeters. This is, as I said, 3.8. So really, this is really chunk of steel. This is a great knife, great utility into the knife. And my Machina Hunter made by Cold Steel. So standard folder, I would say. See that? So this one, okay, when I put it in like this one, they are almost the same in the blade length, but we might see the difference on the handle. When I say something, final conclusion, the sheath, as I said, just a little bit move this rivet to this area, let's say to the right from me, so to here, 3, 4, 5 millimeters maximum. Somewhere, let's say that 4, put the 4, it will be a little bit better for closing. But anyway, I won't use this one for the reasons I told you before. The handling great, nice sharp edge, everything, can probably drill more safely, but the tip is a little bit thicker, I would say massive. I mean, compared to this one, as I said, this is more stubby, but we are talking about few percent of the angle. If we are talking about no sharpened spine, which is minus for me definitely. This one somehow balanced it, but okay. The bushcrafty style Sleipner steel isn't stainless steel, so it might rust. So we have to care about these knives because there is no coating on it. So, but any of my knives, and I didn't see the rusted Sleipner. So for definitely, we doesn't need to care about the knife like immediately after you use it. You put it into your sheath or scabbard. It's not that bad like as my 01 tool steel, or let's say 1095 in these steels, because these are catching rust very fast. This one, no. So this one could be good for hunter too. There's no that big belly, or this is not a skinning knife, but for the bushcraft, for all these things, I like. Compare with the price. Today, when my experience goes, when I just go and say, I try this one, okay, this is 30 grams less. 30 grams for me is one ounce, and just the hair something over. I will go for this one, but in the time when this one was released many years ago, this one won't exist. So didn't exist in the time. So today I will buy this one only, and not this one, because these do for me can do the same thing. I won't say this CPM 3V, so it is more tougher. Wow, probably I won't do these tasks with the knife, that which I really say, oh yeah, this is tougher. Probably not with these two knives. If I will have big choppers, okay, let's compare, but not here. So I will buy this one. Why? Because I will save lots of money, and I will probably get very similar result. Only the sheath is for me downside. Anyway, thank you very much. Have a nice time, and see you next time. Bye.